Okay, so for this YouTube tutorial, we worked on bunnies and birds with nests. And you can see there's a few eggs down in those nests as well. I'll kind of spin this around so you can see it. And that was a lot of fun for those of you that joined me last week as we made some Easter or spring animals. And now I'll be running through this tutorial showing you how to make these. So for the bunny, you're going to start with a ball of clay. For the body, and I kind of went with smaller bunnies. I made several, I think about a total of maybe 10 last week. So we kind of decided as a class that we would make the number of bunnies for the number of people in our families and kind of represent them as according to size, on their height. So the body, I started with something maybe like half the size of my thumb for the ball. So you're gonna roll that in a ball first. And then the head is about a third of the size of the body. So I've got that to start here. And just pinching off a little more clay for the head. Rolling that into a ball to start with. And setting that here. And we'll get a little more specific on size and shape in just a minute. And then a little tiny piece for the tail. Roll that into the ball. Just putting these finished ones here so you can see that as we're working. And then for the ears, you're going to start with a coil. So you'll roll a coil. And you can also roll it on your paper as well. And you'll want a few tools as well, like your wooden skewer and your popsicle stick, a bowl of water, making sure that you're scoring and using water to blend those pieces of clay together so they don't fall apart. And a paintbrush is always good if you have one of those at home as well. Okay, so for the body, I'm actually going to take that ball and roll it more into an oval shape, as you can see here. And the head as well, I'm going to roll that into a little bit of an oval shape. Set that on top. And now I'm going to score where I attach the tail. And I'm also going to score on the tail. That allows the clay to blend really well. And I recommend taking a little bit of clay, kind of blending that with your water to make it into more of a slip, like a glue, and applying that to wherever you put the two pieces of clay together. I'm just going to use a little bit of clay right here on the side of the bowl as my slip. I'm going to add some of that, a little bit of water. Applying just a little bit of water here. And really giving that a good twist. And then for the head, I'll do the same thing. I will score. Use a little bit of the slips that I'm making here. And water. And attaching that really well. Giving that a good twist. And then using that paintbrush to just blend any extra slip. So when you're making your series of these, it will take you just a little bit longer. You can start with your largest or smallest and then scale from there. And if at any time in the YouTube, unlike our class, you want to push pause and catch up, you can do that as well. I'm kind of working a little bit faster here so y'all don't get bored. And then I'm going to kind of just squeeze this head or this face, elongating it just a little bit into like a nose type shape. And I'll add the eyes on both sides here, using the flat end of my wooden skewer, just giving that a little push. See where I added the eyes. Just using my fingertip to kind of sculpt that a little bit. Alright, so for the ears, you'll take this coil, and I'm just going to cut with my popsicle stick some coils that are almost the height of the, well, about 3/4 of the height there. And then I'm going to shape these into like an ear shape here, with starting with like a kind of like an arrowhead type shape. And then I'm going to use my popsicle stick and kind of flatten that a little bit, give it a little bit of width. And then I'm just going to fold that here. So I'm folding, creating that little bunny ear here. And then we're going to attach that to the side of the head, right over here. So we'll score. Both pieces. Add that slip. And blend. So now I'll score the other side of the head where I'm going to attach the other ear. Pinching that clay. Kind of defining that shape more like an arrowhead or a feather. Flattening with a popsicle stick here. And then folding in. Now I'm going to score the ear and attach this as well. I'm going to add a little bit more clay here to the bowl of water, kind of creating that slip while I'm working. And then using my paintbrush to work through these seams, blending the clay and the slip. And then sometimes when it's leather hard, I'll go back and I'll kind of refine and define some areas a little bit more when it's set up just a little bit. Now you want to do that before it's dry, because when it's dry, you don't really want to handle the piece at all because it's so fragile. We'll really want to get that into the kiln. So I recommend making your piece and finalizing it, and then putting it in a box with tissue paper, paper towel, so that it cannot move around in the box and you don't want it to fall over and transport. So as soon as we can get back in that studio, I will be collecting all of your pieces that you're making at home, and we'll put those in the kiln to fire them. Alright, so there's the bunny shape. Now you can leave it just like this for the face, or if you wanted to, I took the end of the popsicle or wooden skewer and created just like a little nose on this one as well. It's up to you. I think I'm going to leave this one as is. Alright, so there's the bunny.